Hi everyone, welcome back to week 17 of the 2012 NFL season, the final week of the regular season to take the man's money. I went 3-1 with my picks last week. We're going to keep it rolling. Okay, the first game we're going to look at has Chicago going to Detroit, where the Lions are 3-point dogs at home. You know, Detroit has lost 7 straight games, and it appears that they're getting worse. They're a one-trick pony with Megatron accounting for 100% of their offense. You know, the defense has given up 32 points in that 7-game losing streak, and they're minus 12 in turnovers. That's the second worst in the NFC, and that's where Chicago makes their living. They're tops in the NFC in turnovers. This is a must-win game for Chicago. I think they'll score at least 14 points off of turnovers. Lay the 3, take Chicago minus 3 points. The second game we're going to look at has Houston going to Indianapolis, where the Colts are 6.5-point dogs at home, 1 week after being 6.5-point dogs on the road. I just don't quite get this. I know both teams are motivated. Indianapolis has their head coach coming back, so they'll want to win. And Houston is going to try to get first overall in the AFC West. I think they're equally motivated here. This is simply too many points to have to lay for a Houston team that lost at home last week. Take the points. Take Indianapolis plus 6.5. The third game we're going to look at has Philadelphia going to New York, where the Giants are 7.5-point favorites at home. The champs are on the ropes here. You know, they lose and they're gone. And I said this last week, Philadelphia probably wants to go out on a bang for their coach. They have a good shot of sticking it to the defending champions. Michael Vick is the quarterback, and that's a better option for Philadelphia. Between him and McCoy, I think they're going to run through that defense. The front four for New York is a shell of their former selves. They're not that good anymore. They're not that dominant. You know, Philadelphia's actually won 5 straight in New York. So in a game that could be an absolute upset, at least take the points. Go with Philadelphia plus 7.5. And the fourth game we're going to look at has St. Louis going to Seattle, where the Seahawks are 11-point favorites at home. Suddenly, the Seahawks are one of the most scariest teams in the entire NFL. If they win this game and San Francisco loses to Arizona, they're actually going to get top spot in the NFC West. But the thing is, San Francisco is playing Arizona, maybe one of the worst teams in the league. And what I think is going to happen is that Seattle's going to take a look at the scoreboard in the third quarter, and when they see San Francisco running away with the score, they might actually start to rest some of their players, Russell Wilson and the running back, Marshawn Lynch. I think they could anyways. Meanwhile, St. Louis is 4-0-1 straight up in the NFC West. They're actually 5-0 against the spread. Jeff Fisher, who is their head coach, wants to go out on a winning note here. If they win, Fisher will have the Rams in his first season over 500 in what could be another upset. At least take the points. Take St. Louis plus 11. All right, here are my straight up picks, my over-under picks for the week. I also went 3-1, by the way, with those picks last week. The first game we're going to look at has Dallas at Washington. That number is 48.5. You know, both teams, the last 5 games, 4 of them have gone over. And, you know, Dallas plays a 3-4 defense. Well, their defense is really banged up. One of the defensive ends is gone. The nose tackle is gone. His backup is in jail. 2 of their inside linebackers are hurt. Meanwhile, their offense is probably the healthiest in the entire NFL right now. We know that Washington gives up a lot of points and scores a lot of points. This should sail well over the number. Take over 48.5. Green Bay is at Minnesota. That number is 46. You know, Green Bay's defense has only given up more than 20 points once in their last 10 games. And in the last 5 games that Minnesota's played, their defense has given up an average of about 13.2 points per game. Clay Matthews has returned for Green Bay. Chris Cook has returned for Minnesota. Both are key guys in the defense. You know, they played not that long ago to a low-scoring game. I think it was 23-14. Let's take under the 46. The third game we're going to look at has Baltimore going to Cincinnati. That number is 41. The Colts have only played 5 unders all year, but 4 of those unders have been on the road. Now the Bengals have only played 6 overs all year, and only 2 of them have been at home. I think I confused myself. Let's cut to the chase. Let's take under 41. And the fourth game we're going to look at has the Kansas City Chiefs going to Denver. That number is 42. You know, Kansas City has the lowest amount of points scored in the entire NFL. I think what's going to happen is Denver is going to lay off the gas in the third quarter or so. You know, these two teams have played 4 straight unders. Traditionally, Denver usually plays under in the AFC. Maybe not San Diego, but they do against Kansas City. They only scored 26 points in their last game. So let's take under the 42. Okay, what I'm going to do this week is I'm not going to do who's going to win straight up, because it's a funny week with a lot of teams resting. Who really knows who's going to win? But for those of you who are still alive in your playoff pool, in your suicide pool rather, there are a few intriguing games. San Francisco will probably run up the score against Arizona. New England is favored against Miami by 10 or so. I'm going to stick with Denver as my suicide pick, and if you're still alive, that's who you should pick. Okay, these are my picks for this week. I just want to remind you that you still have time to nominate someone for a GIOKNOWS award. So what you can do is it's for people like me and maybe some people like you who make these NFL YouTubes on the videos on YouTube. And if you don't know, there are 5 different categories to nominate. There's Best Prognosticator, Best Duo or Group Prognosticators, Best Editing, your Most Entertaining Prognosticator, and Video of the Year. You can leave your suggestions below in the comment section, or you can PM me. And the nominations will go up until the end of the last game on Sunday. I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank each and every one of you for watching my videos this year and commenting on them. I love you all very much, and I just want to say thank you. And a special thanks to some of the guys who make these videos. Devin Miller from who is the Talk Rapper, the Football Guru, Sean and Billy B from Team Take'em, Molin Mears, Brian and Jason from B Daddy J Productions, Justin from Bridgewater's Finest, Joe from JJSF17, Matt Stewick, and the Masked Tweeter X all make great videos. I hope you check them out. A special thanks to my lovely wife Mariana and my lovely daughter Marina for putting up with me for all these 17 weeks. But we're heading into the playoffs, and it's not so time consuming. So that's what we'll do. We'll see you in the playoffs. Good luck with these picks, and let's take the man's money.